Welcome back, friends. We are going to be taking a look at crop prices today and what is going to be the best thing to grow and sell in FS25. They are doing better this time on FS25 with the entire game balancing mechanics of it. Grass, hay, wheat, oats, all that really easy stuff is down here at the bottom, and we really don't make a ton of profit per acre off of them. And it works out the same per hectare. You are going to make more per hectare just because you have a larger space, but we're just going to kind of take a look at acres because really what we're interested in is the entire trend. Now, I will have down in the description my link to this chart, and you can go and take a look. It's got a ton of info on there. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, let me know down in the comments. So if all of our kind of good normal stuff, including like soybeans here, is even pretty low per acre, what really do we want to be looking at? Now, once we move up into our vegetables, grapes, olives, cotton, all of that kind of stuff, we are getting a bit better. We are getting close to even double on some of our other stuff. Like if we look at cotton, we're going to make almost twice as much on cotton as we would on, say, corn or canola just by growing it and selling it. Once we move up into rice, being the new crop and everything, it's getting even better. But the thing is, for some reason, if you're just growing it to sell, your normal rice versus your long grain rice is almost half the price of your standard wet rice. So keep that in mind if you want to do rice. You really might not want to do long grain unless you're doing productions with it. But you just sell it, your standard rice will give you a much, much better price. With corn, if you do silage instead of just doing corn, you are going to get a massive, massive bump. So really, there's almost no point in growing corn except for doing silage, unless you need it for an animal or production. Now, that used to be one of the absolute best ways to make money in FS22, but that's kind of ranking low now in FS25. So if we move up from there, we've got parsnips, which honestly, they are so difficult to deal with too, just like most of the other vegetables, that you probably want to stay away from, especially for the price that they're at. Sugar beets, which are a little bit easier, are ranking slightly above parsnips. Carrots, again, kind of hard to deal with, ranking just above sugar beets. Sugar cane, which the only added benefit of that is you do not have to replant it. So you'll plant it once and you'll harvest it year after year. And that's still pretty high up there if you're going to just turn around and sell it. If you switch over to doing grass silage and you're doing your full 3 cuts of grass every year and turning to silage, you're going to get a little bump over the sugar cane, and grass you only have to plant once as well. It will just be more work because you're doing 3 cuts spaced throughout the year, but sugar cane can also take a long time to harvest. So what about our absolute #1 best crop possible? That's going to be potatoes, and you're going to make a whopping 11,000 per acre, right around 11,000 per acre, just for doing potatoes and selling them without even worrying about any sort of production chain. Now, potatoes can be a little bit pricey to get into, but you're going to get a real quick return on your investment. And if we look at our best months to sell, really, potatoes don't fluctuate that much. They go from about 90% to about 110% for sale prices. December will be your best time to sell, and that's going to be at 115%. But basically, anywhere from November to January, you're going to get 110% and up. Worst times to sell is going to be through, with May being the absolute worst, down to about 90%. But even with a 10% loss, you're still going to be making a lot of money. So hands down in FS25 now, potatoes are the way to go. This does change completely though if you start looking at productions. We're going to take a look at that in our next video and see how you can absolutely maximize your profits and make even more than this just by doing some productions. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, anything like that, let me know down in the comments. If you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button for me. It does really help me out. I will see everyone next time, and until then, have a fantastic day and happy gaming.